Well, guys, starting tomorrow, the Houston Texans will be looking at free agents to bring onto this Houston Texans roster. We're going to discuss it next. Let's cue the intro.
The city of the dream team, Hakeem, Two-Ring, Beyonce, yeah, me. And I remember hot summer, hot winter. I couldn't fight, so the block made a hot spill.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the 713 Houston Sportcast. I'm your host, Ruben Calabillo. And before we get started, guys, I have another sponsor, and that is always custom t-shirts and crafts. And what they specialize in is just special crafts and t-shirts. During this COVID-19 outbreak, they have made over 2,000 masks, but custom masks. They put different type of teams on there with player logos. They can make custom shirts. And what they did is that they sent me an extra t-shirt, and it is a Deshaun Watson Oilers t-shirt. As you can see, this is as legit as it gets. Watson, the logo, the number, the Oilers logo right there. I have an extra one, so I will be giving this away. So what's gonna happen is after the video or during the video, let me know which of these free agents that you like, and you know, if I pick you, I'll text you right tomorrow, or I'll comment. And let's get started with this video, ladies and gentlemen. So according to Mr. Patrick Storm, he breaks all the Houston Texans news that the Houston Texans tomorrow will now be looking at players to bring in and try to make this a complete roster. And I'm going to give you guys four players who I think can come in, do a good job, and help this team win some games. And let's start off with somebody who we already talked about, Everson Griffin. 9 sacks on the season, 1 interception, 12 tackles for loss. Everson Griffin brings that elite pass rushing ability, and he's very good against the run. He is a flashy playmaker. He, in big times during the games for the Minnesota Vikings, Everson Griffin made a huge sack in the playoff game against the Saints at the Dome. He had 1.5 sacks when they were down 28-7 to the Broncos. He had a huge sack that helped kind of change the game. Everson Griffin has been an All-Pro, his second team All-Pro. What he does is he brings a steady pass rushing ability, and he brings that extra sort of leadership. But Everson Griffin will be a huge addition for this Houston Texans team. Now moving on to another player, a player who brings depth, and that is Josh Gordon, the wide receiver who last played for the New England Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks. I would love the Houston Texans to bring him in, because not only is he from Houston, but you're not going to bring him in to try to be, the number 1, the number 2, the number 3. He is a quality depth wide receiver, and since our wide receivers on the roster do have an injury history, what better than to bring in Josh Gordon? The NFL doesn't test for weed anymore, so Josh Gordon could come in, play with Deshaun Watson, hopefully do some things. I certainly love the fact of adding another wide receiver, a speedster wide receiver. His nickname is Flash, so I would definitely love the opportunity of bringing on Josh Gordon to the Houston Texans. Moving on is Eric Reed, Justin Reed's brother. What Eric Reed did last season for the Carolina Panthers was spectacular. 130 tackles, 1 forced fumble, 4 sacks, 7 tackles for loss, 6 pass defense. He was all over the field for the Carolina Panthers last season, and he fits that prototypical linebacker / safety. He's a secure tackler. He's not gonna miss tackles. He had 130, which is very hard to do for a safety. And if the Houston Texans, they want to give Eric Murray a shot, then you still got to bring in an Eric Reed and help him play that Jaleel Addae thing, that Jaleel Addae type of linebacker, and Eric Reed could do it better. 130 tackles is very hard to do, ladies and gentlemen. He's not that good in coverage, but he could get to the QB. He can make tackles in the backfield. He is an absolute baller all over that defensive side. And, if you have to put him on linebacker, because these running backs, these wide receivers are very fast, I have no problem with Eric Reed being right there. Now, the last player who I wanted to talk about, and I don't know why he's unsigned, is Marcus Golden. I've talked about him before. What Marcus Golden does, he is just a pass rusher. 12 sacks last season, 13 tackles for loss. I don't know why he hasn't been picked up yet. It's very telling. But he goes on runs. He goes on runs where he has 7 games with 7 sacks, 9 games with 9 sacks. He brings that pass rushing ability that the Houston Texans. He's not a flashy player. He's not a locker room guy. And what I mean by that, he's not gonna come in and try to lead and all that. He's gonna come in, do his job, and he could do his job well, and he's going to be playing for a contender, something that he hasn't done in a very long time. He played for the Cardinals, he played for the Giants, teams that haven't been successful. Marcus Golden, I think, could really come on this Houston Texans team and really ball out if given the chance. But let me know what you guys think, ladies and gentlemen. Who do you think the Houston Texans should go after? you know, if they bring in some of these guys, I'll be really ecstatic because, you know, you don't only make your trip to the Super Bowl and the draft, you do it in free agency and you do it in late free agency as well. We've seen cases where veterans have been picked up and they have been absolutely spectacular for teams. So I'm super excited for that possibility, guys. But as always, go Texans. You guys have a blessed day.